The Pettits lived at the toll house on Lexden Hill, whilst their father was gardener at the manor. Geoff was the middle son and was one of the instigators in starting the Lexden History Group. He was the first chairman, but sadly he died a year ago. The group decided to plant a tree on the springs behind the toll house in his memory. On a cold but fine February 2009 day, a group of members assembled to formally plant a copper beech, arranged by Ian Ballum, the council's tree officer. Maurice, David, Anne and Penny Pettitt were present at the gathering. Andrew Phillips, the History Group's president, looks to see if everyone is here as Tim and Carol Holding plod through the remains of yesterday's snow. Battling against the sound of traffic on the nearby roads, Chairman Dick Barton starts the proceedings.
It's lovely to see the sun and there's no wind. So thank you very much for coming. Just going to hand over to our President, Andrew Phillips, for a moment. Thank you, Andrew.
So we'd like to thank you, Ian,
Yes.
for your eternal competence, and it's becoming eternal now in all the years you've kept longer than most of us, hopefully, and longer still and longer. So it's a very, very appropriate gesture this morning to plant a tree. And I think I will call upon Dick to shovel the first bit of soil, with especially loan from Buckingham Palace.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Yes, before I do, I first met Geoff, I was thinking about this morning, about 14 years ago. Of course, some of you have known him a sight longer than that. When I joined the Probers Club, of which he was a member, and then he eventually became our programme secretary, certainly at the time when I did my year's stint as president, and got to know him extremely well. And then when we were having informal meetings about launching the Lexden History Group, he was very much a prime mover and very involved in that. And rather reluctant to become our chairman, I might say, but everybody else has quickly offered themselves to be secretary, treasurer, programme secretary, editor and that sort of thing. Before he could open his mouth and snap up one of those jobs for himself. So he finished up as being our chairman. But a very, very quiet gentleman, but a very effective chairman, particularly behind the scenes, did a lot of work for us, for which we remain eternally grateful. So it's my pleasure then to shovel in the first spadeful. I've been warned not to put the bark chippings in first. Morris, would you like to? We can't do it wrong because we've got somebody here. David, would you like to? Thank you. You know how to use the spade, no? No, I'll let her know.
Always strings attached with you, Andrew. Yes. Well, do I?
It should be coloured red if it's council red tape.
Yes.
It is.
Bad back, haven't you?
Hold that a minute. Okay.
Just take a tiny bit. Yeah, that's plenty. Well done.
Well done, well done.
With the tree well and truly planted, the group line up for a photograph.
Thank you.
Then they adjourn to the Crown Inn to be warmed up with cups of coffee.
Yes.